there it is, op 1 and reality. All in a couple of hours from even getting the machine. I just machined out operation number 1. Everything fits. The lock pin holes are a little tight, but everything else is dead on. Gotta do some tweaking on my chamfers. My chamfer bit is a little too long, so she was really chattery, so I'm just gonna hack this guy right off. There's just not much throat in the spindle. So I think I'm gonna cut this down to get it more manageable, so then you're choking up on it a bit more. So when you're doing the chamfers, it doesn't squawk as much. But other than that, it actually went really well. Got the logo in there, but I am enamored. Thank you, Nomad. Thank you, the Carbide team. Awesome. Cutting a little micarta. I'm gonna try to see do an op 1 on the micarta, and then I'm gonna move on to the operation number 2. Do a little spacing. Refacing my MDF board. I had the micarta lift up on me. Stuck good to the micarta, but it didn't stick good to the MDF. And I've just been doing that just because I get scared of sticking stuff to the bed. But when I do these for real, I'll definitely be making sure they adhere to the aluminum. MDF is not good to adhere to, but easy peasy, make it flat again. I'm just gonna trim it down with a nice 1/4 inch cutter there, 100 inches a minute, and just flying through it. Easy peasy. There's the MDF, or I'm sorry, not the MDF, the micarta. Turned out really good. I had it lift though, so my chamfers got a little heavy right here, but all in all, it turned out phenomenal. This stuff feels really cool. Love it. Can't wait to now flip it over and do the other side after I make a new fixture. Hey, how's it going? I'm actually a little late night actually, but machining the op 2 fixture for the for my knife. It's going really good. Good speed and feed here. This is an 1/8 inch end mill. So what this will be is the fixture to hold the knife scales on when it flips around. So there's op 1 out of the micarta that you saw before. Now this will be going for op 2, where you flip it around and machine the show side. Kind of a big deal. I have it all locating off the Nomad base plate, and then I have a dowel pinned on, so it should be really accurate, really repeatable. And yeah, I'll show you when it's all done. Fun stuff. That's the startup process. Pretty easy. Just gotta hit initialize. It makes sure there's a tool in there and does a touch off on the little probe there, and now we're good to go. I'm gonna fix a little mistake. So what happened was I was just looking at my op 2 fixture. This is the operation number 2 fixture for my scale. So you guys saw me making the scales here. And then what this does is it takes the 2 stop pin holes. I have dowel pins in here, and then what you do is after you do your op 1, you flip it, and then you put this onto the op 2 fixture, just like that, and then it locates with the pins, then you bolt it down, and then you can do operation number 2. So I'm working towards that, but when I was putting it on to my test fit here, I still got to put pins in, stuff like that. There's actually going to locate right on the bed. There'll be location pins, which will be really, really super nice. And but my bolts that I got were too big. The heads are too big. So, and I didn't quite go low enough for low head socket head cap screws to work. So, right here, they're just a little bit, ever so slightly above the surface, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this back in the mill. I'm gonna touch off on the corner here, and I'm gonna go and use my 1/8 inch hand mill and re-counter bore these down about 30 thou down. And then that should allow enough room for this little guy to go in there. So here we go. All right, so what I got done is I put the pins in. These are M6 pins for, or 6mm pins for the bed to locate on. Got some double-sided adhesive on here. Because I'm not doing much, I just put a little bit on. Everything else now is drilled and tapped. And so we're ready to go. So we're gonna just locate these pins onto the bed itself. That'll keep everything square. And then I'm gonna indicate, touch off on the edges here, touch off on the top, and ready to go. So we'll do a little time lapse. Alright, so what I did there is actually use the new Bit 0 2.0 that comes with your Nomad 3. And so you have to make it a circuit, so you have to use this little probe here. But now I just probed it. I have the Z height on the top, and then the top right or top left corner there is my 0, 0. So yeah, if you look here, this is now what I'll be cutting. I'll just be doing, so my setup shows my XY top left corner, just like reality. Then I'm just going to be redoing my bores here with an 1/8 inch end mill. So there you go. Now I just got to put a new tool in and send it.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
And that's that. So we rebored the holes. I'm going to take it off and well, I'll probably check the hole dimension here really quick, but I'm going to clean it up. 1 second. And there it is. Now you can see here, nice and sub flush. That's going to be perfect. So I'm going to pop this off and clean it up. All right, so we're actually 3D milling the scales right now. That is so awesome to see. A little bit here, we're going to have a finished set of micarta scales. Awesome. All right, are we ready for the big reveal? Here we go. Whoa. So I used aluminum screws because I knew I'd be kind of hitting those a little bit. And there it is. Looks incredible. All right, let's take it out. Well, there it is. Full of mistakes, but huge learning experience. Biggest thing is got to look at when you're touching this off, I touched off on the corner and then I offset it to my 0. I'm gonna have to fiddle around with that a little bit more and see how to get that to work, because my counter bores on the obtuse side are off slightly, and that led to some mismatch and some offsetness in the back here. Slight but very annoying, and definitely never gonna make a fully micarta knife, just because the flex is so bad. I could probably get rid of the pocketing that I did on the inside, but yeah, it's just a little too flexible, which leads to not a great action. So again, this is just a really crappy prototype, just a laser cut blade blank for looking at, but I can't even get the thing to spidey flick, which is a very annoying, because it's like the most fun thing to do with this knife. So that's that. Slow roll is just fine, but it does feel really good. That's a big thing. This is like a good prototype to feel, and love that micarta. I'll probably save micarta for like inlay work, but the overall feel of the knife in the hand, the ergos are pretty incredible. There you go. Thanks so much. And next one will be flipping over the the aluminum set of scales. This one will be a lot more rigid. Also, yeah, my counter bores were really deep on this one because the micarta lifted up during the op1 side. So a lot of issues with this one, but really fun just to try the micarta out before aluminum, just a little more forgiving. And it's like the overall fit, and it just feels incredible. So I'll look more into micarta, using it as a material, possibly. I just wish it wasn't as flexy. It's not terrible, but definitely there. You don't want that flexing out for your lock and to create an unsafe thing. So next will be the aluminum, and when I do that, I'll have to really make sure when I do the flip. Oops. Yeah. When I do the flip operation, where are you? Right there. That I get this location dead on, because it just led to some sloppiness in the counter bores. So I have some ideas. I'll try those out next time, but for having this awesome little thing for just a couple days, I already got a fully prototype scale set, and learned a ton about the machine. And yeah, so on to the next one. Thanks for watching.